JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 31st of May, guys. So you have 2022. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this last trading day of this month. And yep, we're preparing ourselves for June now, for summer. So yeah, let's before we jump into the charts. As always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, yep, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Brokers website, and specifically the market news and analysis page, which is updated on a daily basis, and I believe you can find it useful. So yeah, check us out here. Now jumping into the charts, guys, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. So looking at the technical picture here, you can see that, yeah, the index pushed higher, tested that, well, almost managed to test that 200-day EMA, but we'll take that as an achievement, as kind of a result, because basically what I said before, that if we pop above that 27,772 territory, then yeah, I'll aim for the upside, initially aiming for that 27,214 territory, or even this 200-day EMA, together with the downside line taken from the high of the 14th of September. So in other words, for now, yes, we made a nice move to the upside. The next question here is what's next? What can we do? What can we see here? Well, for now, we could see the index kind of trading around here in between these two lines. But if one of those get violated, then yep, this is when we could consider the next short-term directional move. So for example, if we break this downside line, then yeah, this could attract more buyers into the game here, and well, maybe even we could go towards that highest point of March near the 28,338 zone, and then we'll just take it from there. For the downside, I need to see a nice good strong drop below this upside line here, and yeah, then we could consider a move to the downside. But again, let's get to that point first. Let's see a break through one of these lines, and then we'll just take it from there. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index. Now, sometimes I look at this one, and we are at a very interesting spot here right now. We are near this 21,292 territory, so we're still trading. We still have around 50 something minutes left of trading, and yeah, we are currently clearing this one, this level, but the question is, can we stay above that hurdle? Well, for now, I would say yeah, it could be quite interesting. I mean, if we do stay above it, this of course increases the chances for a further move north, where we could aim for that 100-day EMA here, shown as the green line. And yeah, and then we will kind of take it from there. If we clear that one, then we'll slowly start aiming further north. But let's not forget that overall we are having such a picture right here. So we're still trading above this upside line, this short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low the 15th of March, and at the same time we are trading below this medium-term tentative downside resistance line taken from the high of the 28th of June. So in other words, let's see how this is going to play out. If we do stay above that 21,292 territory, then yeah, we could go for some higher levels here, and for now it seems that we are, let's say, in the midpoint of between these two lines here. So if we cross it and stay above it, then yeah, we could go towards that downside line here. The German index DAX, yeah, here we had an index again. We had another let's say a runaway gap. We had a nice push to the upside, and this 14,600 territory did its job, as you can see here. Let me just sorry guys, grabbed the wrong one. So we got a hold up below that 14,603 territory. So in other words, if you're looking for some kind of upside, well, certainly a push through that barrier is needed. The cash index right now is sitting at around 14,513 level, so we're below yesterday's close, near yesterday's low, I would say. So yep, if we start drifting lower, then don't get me wrong, I mean, it doesn't mean that we're suddenly becoming very bearish here. No, we could still see maybe a rebound from the 100-day EMA here, shown as the green line. So in the scenario, if the index drops below yesterday's low, let me just put this one on the chart. I think that it'll be easier. So if we drop below yesterday's low, yeah, we could go for that 100-day EMA here, which is roughly around that 14,455 zone, something like that. And if it provides support, nice rebound here could be possible. But if you're basically a little bit more on the careful side, I would say I would like to wait for a push above this 14,600 territory. A nice good push above that would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yeah, then we could aim for that 200-day EMA. So long story short, for now, it's we are seeing a bit of a retracement on the cash index. Again, even we might see even a larger one here, but I'm going to be initially carefully monitoring that 100-day EMA, and then yeah, we'll just kind of take it from there. Now, jumping into Nasdaq 100 very quickly. So yesterday the market was closed, so yep, and today we want to see what's going to happen today, because then the market will open up. The cash index, by the way, is in a bit of a decline as well, so we're we're still above Friday's close, but still we were a little bit higher. So let's see if we can rebound again. I would say I'm gonna keep a close eye on this 12,564 territory. If we can stay above it somehow, then a nice rebound here could be possible, so keep that in mind, guys. If we start dropping below it, I'll take a bit of a neutral stand, and if we drop then below this downside line, then, well, I mean, that's where maybe we could start looking at some lower levels again, and so on and so on. But again, let's get to that point. First, let's put it this way: if we start dropping and we drop and stay below that 12,564 territory, I'll keep an eye on the 21-day EMA. Maybe the 21-day EMA could be the last chance for the bulls to step in. But yeah, let's like I said, let's not rush into anything. For now, we're seeing a bit of a retracement. Let's see if we can stay above the 12,564 territory. If we can, I'll aim for the upside again. Similar story is with the S&P 500. So previously I talked about this. I mean, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but I think need to relook at some of the things here. So basically, previously, just a quick recap. Previously, I talked about this highlighted territories. So this the first one here. I looked at it as a good area of support, then which got broken. Then I said I am aiming for this other highlighted territory near the 3,853 territory, which we managed to reach as well, and it acted as a good area of support. So from which we rebounded and pushed higher. So. Now I would say let's remove everything and just have a quick look at this. Now, yeah, great news that we have moved higher nicely to the upside. We managed to break this downside line. We pushed through that 21-day EMA, so all looks quite nice, I would say. The only little issue, little skepticism that's kind of kicking in here for me is that we're kind of still below this downside line, so we do still have some room for the upside, don't get me wrong, but let's take everything with a pinch of salt a little bit, guys. I mean, at the moment the S&P is kind of also on a bit of a decline, so we're currently sitting at around 4,159 territory, so that basically almost the same place actually where it closed on Friday. We had a strong run last week, so can we see a continuation move higher? Well, again, let's wait and see. Today is the last trading day of the month, so anything can happen. Again, I would say I'm still leaning kind of towards the upside, to be honest, but again, for now only up until this other downside line, tentative downside resistance line taken from the high of the 29th of March. Let's see if it carries any significance or not. DXY dollar index, so yesterday declined. Yep, we moved nicely to the downside, but today we're seeing a bit of a push higher. However, the downside line is still doing its job in providing resistance, so I would say yeah, let's continue monitoring it. Excuse me, so even if we push through this downside line somehow, yes, we could climb maybe a little bit more to the upside, so basically we could class this move as a temporary correction before another possible leg of selling if the index remains somewhere below that 21-day EMA. So what could happen, for example, right now is if we draw a Fibonacci, so this is the area that we could keep an eye on. Let's say the 23.6% retracement on the Fibonacci, which is around 102.17 level, something like that. You could keep an eye on that hurdle, and yeah, if we stay below it, then yep, another slide could be possible. But I'm talking about a scenario, let's say if we break the downside line somehow, and then the bulls might get excited here, but they probably should not get way too excited, because again, another slide here could be possible still if we continue to trade below that 21-day EMA. If we start climbing above the 21-day EMA and we move nicely above it, so then yeah, this could attract more buyers, and potentially, yeah, more of them could help lift DXY further north. Gold, so gold continues to struggle with that 200-day EMA and the 21-day EMA, which both kind of start coinciding right now. So again, also keep your eyes on DXY today. If that suddenly pops, then well, we could see gold maybe drifting back down here, and the fact that it's struggling still with that 200-day EMA, that kind of, yeah, that doesn't really paint a very, let's say, positive picture. So now at this point, I mean, I would say if we move again above this 208 EMA or this 1858 territory, yeah, we could see some more buyers joining in here, but this 1870 territory is the one to watch, I would say, because if we clear that one, then yes, this will confirm a forthcoming higher high and potentially could lead to some higher levels. But if it doesn't, then yeah, I would say be very careful for now. It's probably more of a waiting game on this one. It could present itself with nice opportunities, but let's probably wait for that kind of confirmation break. If it pops again, like I said, if it moves above that 1858 level, okay, that's we could start considering, slightly higher levels, but with a very tight stop loss, just because we could have the same as during these previous days, so previous trading sessions. So yeah, we had these false breakouts, and then at the end of the trading session, it kind of just still drifted back down. So keep that in mind always. Okay, so the one that is hitting the news right now, oil. So of course, as we know that some Europe decided to kind of put a partial ban on the Russian oil. So yeah, that's pushing oil a little bit further north, and yep. But I would say, I can say this way, that in a way it's kind of working out technically, even from what I was talking about previously. So the technical picture is kind of, to be honest, in line with with the fundamental, and yeah, and I was talking about some of these levels and said that if we, for example, climb above this barrier, this 111.77, this could lead to some higher levels, and well, slowly we're just grinding higher, and at the moment we're pushing through this upper side of the of this rising channel. So in other words, if you want to go higher, then keep your eyes on this upper side of the rising channel, because at the moment, if we, let's say, stay above it, then yes, I will get excited with further advances if we stay above it. If we don't, I will take a neutral approach. Or should I say cautiously bullish approach? Because let's put it this way: for me to at this point now consider, let's say, the downside, I would like to see a move back below this 114.79 territory, the highest point of 2011. And yeah, then we could go back to the downside. So in other words, I think this is the level that I think I need to monitor more, because, like I said, that's the highest point of 2011. I think that on the daily chart it's not going to scroll all the way. Ah, yes, it does. So yeah. So let me just drag this all the way right here, guys. I'll adjust this very quickly. So yeah, that's the level, and if we somehow drop today below it, maybe we're not really ready to go higher, but at the moment it seems like, well, it's the last trading day of the month, and jumping into a monthly chart, what we can see here is that, well, yeah, the monthly candle seems to be it's planning to stay above it today. However, anything can happen. Today's, like I said, the last trading day, but let's keep an eye on that one. Bitcoin, very quickly. So nice push higher yesterday. This is a bit of a tease here. So we managed to rebound from this highlighted territory. The question is this not going to be just a temporary thing here? Because if suddenly DXY starts pushing higher a little bit, then, well, BTC USD could maybe drift back down again. So the only, of course, one positive thing here is that we managed to climb and stay above that 21-day EMA, so that's a good sign. Nevertheless, we still have this downside line, which is taken from the high of the 3rd of April, which could provide resistance, so keep in mind. However, if we break that, then yeah, that's where it could get a little bit more exciting for the buyers. But at the moment, I would say, if we do drop back below the 21-day EMA, then maybe the the downside scenario is kind of back on the table. It is still on the table at the moment. However, yeah, given that we had from the very near-term perspective, I would say it's I'm kind of currently trying to see if we can actually maybe rebound from the 21, go lower, test the 21-day EMA, rebound from it, and push towards this downside line. But again, let's see how actually it's going to happen. AD JPY, so jumping into a few pairs. Yesterday I talked about this one, and I said that I'm currently keeping an eye on these two lines. So, and this one of course was more of an interest to me because, well, we were closer to it, and there we go. So we managed to pop above the 191.617 territory, and we also managed to clear this downside line and stay above it. So this of course opens the door towards higher levels. I would say this way, that as long as we remain above this downside line, then I'm gonna aim higher. I'm gonna aim for that 94 territory, and then we'll just take it from there. NZD CAD. So looked at this one previously, and as you can see here, the 0.8348 level continues to do its job and continues to provide resistance here. So okay, so that's all fine, but then we saw a decline, then we saw a nice retracement, and what I said to you previously when I was covering NZD CAD, I said that, well, even if we decline, but if this 21-day EMA somehow does its job and continues to provide support, a nice rebound here could be possible. So, but if you're a little bit more on the careful side, on the skeptical side, you can just wait for a push above the 0.8348 level here, and then go for the upside. For the downside, this is where it's a little bit tricky, I would say. At the moment, I'm keeping an eye on this 0.8228 level here, but to be honest, it's not really significant level, so it could be any level here, maybe even actually somewhere around here. I would say the 0.8245 level, so a nice good drop below it may lead to some lower levels. But yeah, it's a little bit tricky here with the downside, I would say, because it could drift lower, it could reverse somewhere from around here and then push to the upside, and then yeah, we could get ourselves a nice a higher low, and then yeah, this could start climbing higher. But what you can do here is let me just grab this line. So just out of curiosity to see if this is gonna help out somehow or not, because we have this tentative upside line, but again, it's way too tentative, but let's see, maybe it could carry some significance. USD JPY, so finally we broke the upper side of the falling channel, and now it's, yeah, the pair is nicely trying to climb higher. This is the issue here. I mean, we broke the falling wedge, but when we broke it, we were below the 21-day EMA. So now kind of the 21-day EMA is providing that resistance. So in other words, like you always have to kind of monitor these situations carefully, because which of the kind of indicators are is gonna carry more weight. So you can see, for example, if we would just break this falling wedge earlier, let's say, and then straight away push through this 21-day EMA, maybe this could be a little bit easier. But because we broke it below, we were already below that 21-day EMA, we broke the falling wedge, we climbed higher, but you can see that this is where we're kind of struggling right now. So that's why I would it's not really playing out as I would like it to, but again, let's see if we can actually climb back above this 21-day EMA. If we can, then yeah, I'll go for the upside. If we somehow fall back into this wedge pattern, then, well, we could scrap the whole kind of idea, I think, of the upside, and then we could continue aiming lower. USD CHF, just a quick update, also seeing a bit of a rebound, so okay, so that's all fine. We're seeing this nice little corrective move higher. I'm gonna keep an eye on this for now. And by the way, just let me just remind myself. Okay, I think this has to be adjusted. No longer needed. So I think that this level we can reuse and we can do something right here. So yeah, I think this could be an area of an interest, the 0.9671. So in other words, if we continue to, let's say, if we climb, let's put it this way, if we climb above yesterday's high again, because we already did that once, if we climb above yesterday's high near the 0.9606 area, then we could go for the upside. We could go, you know, here. We could go test this area, so basically for a bit of a retracement here. And if we draw even a Fibonacci right here, you can see that this kind of area, this 0.9671, aligns perfectly with that 23.6% retracement on the Fibonacci. So so in other words, you know, this could be a nice little area to keep in mind. But at the moment, like I said, I'm keeping an eye on this. I want to see what's going to happen here. If we can climb above the 0.9606 area, then yeah, we could consider maybe a bit of a retracement here, and then maybe a nice decline back down. If we, instead of that, let's say we don't do anything like that and we start drifting lower and we just clear up, you know, the current lowest point of May near the 0.9545 level, then yep, that could open the door towards lower levels. GBP USD, so we're drifting back down. Of course, the US dollar is kind of, you know, helping that out, and this is what I kept on talking about yesterday, guys. I mean, I said that, well, it's not really very positive right now, so we're drifting back down. It seems like if we can stay somehow below this 1.2638 territory, then we could test the 21-day EMA here, and then we'll just kind of take it from there, because at the moment, I mean, if we do rebound from that 21-day EMA, great. We could maybe consider a bit of a move back to the upside, but let's put it this way. At this point, I am carefully monitoring DXY, so there is no clear kind of indication what we could do with the British pound right now. So I would suggest to leave it at the moment. Just like I said, if we do clearly break this downside line, great. We could aim for higher levels, but at the moment I'm not liking this, so I'm just going to leave it for now. GBP NZD breaking this upside line, so haven't looked at this one for quite a while, as you can see by this arrow. So a few adjustments have to be made here. I think that this highlighted territory should, actually I'm going to reuse it later on. Now a few levels here. So after we found resistance near the 1.9674 territory, we started drifting lower. And now, yeah, we are breaking this upside line. So now the question is, can we actually drift further south? Well, at the moment I would say this 1.9250 area is something that we're keeping an eye on, because if we clear that one, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and yeah, this could open the door so it's further lower levels, and we could then aim for that 1.9057 or the 1.9040 levels. Euro GBY, a quick update on this one. So yesterday I talked about this, and actually a lot I talked about it last week. So I said keep your eyes on this, you know, this squeeze, which if it gets broken, then could result in a nice opportunity here for everybody. So we pushed through this 136.80 level, and yep, it opened the door to higher levels. So all good. Now we're seeing a bit of a retracement, but we're still above this area, so above this 136.80. If we can continue to trade above it, that's great. We will aim further north. However, for the downside, if we start dropping heavily here and break below both of these lines, well, that's where, you know, it could become a little bit more ugly for the buyers. And finally, Euro USD, guys. So similar as with the GBP USD here, I mean, we're not seeing much. The only helpful thing is that we are still trading above this upside line taken from the low the 13th of May. Tentative, of course, but you know, nevertheless an upside line. So I would say is, if we continue to trade above it, there is still hope. We could see a bit of a push higher here in the near term. If we break this upside line, I would prefer to wait for it a drop below this 1.0636 territory. I talked a lot about it, and at the same time we would drop below the 21-day EMA. So all this could open the door nicely to some lower levels, guys. But at the moment we're still above this upside line, so let's not rush into anything for now. Maybe this is seen as a little correction right now, but again, if we do rebound from this upside line, then I'm going to keep an eye on the yesterday's high near the 1.0787, and then we'll take it from there, guys. So that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for joining in and watching this one till the end. If you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, yep, with the first day of summer, as always, guys, at 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, don't overtrade, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and bye.